Can people see us through our webcams?
Yes.
Scary.
You absolutely can. There have been numerous cases. There's a thing called revenge porn.
Yeah.
And that's what it's being used for. They're going right through your camera.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here at Town Hall Los Angeles with the founder and CEO of Netlok, Tony Perez. Tony, Netlok is a cybersecurity company?
Yes, it's a software cybersecurity company. We're replacing passwords with specially coded photos instead. And that has a tremendous increase in security, as well as it makes it easy for the user to remember how to get into their site.
So I know hacking has become an issue that's so prevalent in our society nowadays.
Yes.
Can you tell me what it looks like, or what are some warning signs to know that I've been hacked?
Actually, it's very difficult because the hackers have actually improved their techniques a lot in the last few years in particular. Take, for example, antivirus. There's somewhere between 50,000 and 200,000 viruses a month, depending on what the source is that you look at. And there's no way for them to keep up without having huge steps. So first they have to detect the virus, and a lot of them are hard to detect. And then the second thing, that they have to find a solution to correct it. So often a virus will be there for 6 months before the actual solution will come to bear. But most antivirus programs only cover 5 to 10% of the attacks.
Huh. And these hackers that are infiltrating our computers, what do they look like? Like, what is a typical hacker?
Actually, they look like you and me. It can be a 10-year-old kid down the street that really loves computers. People that actually are at your work, because 50% of the hacks are actually happen in the work site with employees.
Wow. So tell us about the software that Netlok has that fights that.
We have a technology that we call photo lock. And it's a derivative of a technology that's been out there for years. The ability to hide a code inside an image. Now, we took that basic technology and we applied a subtle change to it, which makes it actually easier for us to control the security.
And so is it kind of similar to, the new iPhones have where you can unlock your phone with,
Well, facial recognition is biometrics. It comes under the term of biometrics, and it's been out there for actually quite some time. I'm not a real fan of biometrics because their strength is the uniqueness of the human being's characteristics that they're using. But once you compromise those strengths, then you compromise them forever.
Right.
For example, fingerprints. If I were a hacker group, I would hack into the DMV of California, for example, get pictures of the people, their basic information, fingerprints, etc. Once you have those fingerprints, it really does neutralize biometrics.
So I was speaking to my millennial friends, and they said that one of the most devastating and potentially damaging things to be hacked would be like a social media account. Are there ways that can be diminished at all?
The hacking field is moving so quickly and so fast that the only way it can be diminished is by having a very vigilant company protect its software.
Right.
The fact of the matter is we have underemployment in the cybersecurity area because it's a new field. The University of California, Berkeley, for example, opened up 2 years ago a program to study the future of the internet and cybercrime.
Wow. Only 2 years ago. Yeah.
But the point is, if you're diligent about it and you use multiple resources, you can protect yourself, and that's the best you can do.
How much, with Snapchat, we'll say, as an example, you can send a message or a picture that would disappear after 4 seconds or whatever. Does that really disappear, and does that go to the intended audience, or are there has to be someone else kind of monitoring the deliverability?
Obviously, Snapchat had problems early in the game by people grabbing those photos and then actually publishing them on social media and stuff like that. I suspect that they're doing an extremely good job in trying to protect the environment where those things are operating.
Yeah.
The one thing that you can't protect, though, is the user. The user normally is the weakest link. The last firewall for all software I don't care if it's a business or personal software, the last firewall is the human being. And if the person is lax in their security defenses or concerns, eventually they'll get hacked, and it won't be the problem of the software company.
Yeah. Can people see us through our webcams?
Yes.
Scary.
Absolutely can. There have been numerous cases. There's a thing called revenge porn.
Yeah.
And that's what it's being used for. They're going right through your camera. There have been pictures taken of people's babies. There are devices that protect them. You can actually buy a camera cover. They're very cheap. They're about $5.
Are hackers kind of like this they seem to be like this big brother entity? Like they can kind of see what we're sending and what our activity on our digital activity. I guess the question is like, how many hackers are there, or how big is this network that is kind of seeing what we're doing?
There are probably less than 50,000 outstanding hackers that can break almost anything. And a lot of them are employed by large companies, but a lot of them are employed by nation states and used against us. And see, when you look at the situation internationally, I don't see countries like China feeling sorry for people in the United States that get hacked, or people from Russia feeling sorry for people in the United States that get hacked. So hackers are being encouraged from every direction. Nobody is discouraging hackers, and that's the problem.
Yeah.